Happy to be joined this week on the podcast by Lamar Jackson, the National Football League Most Valuable Player for 2019, the cover subject of the new Madden game, and as rated by the players of the National Football League, the top-rated player by NFL Network in the NFL. Lamar, I mean, you hear all that stuff. Are you a little bit blown away at all the things that have happened to you so young in your life?
No, not really. Because I'm trying to chase these rings right now. I'm trying to, win a playoff game. I got so much other things on my mind right now, so I really don't get to dwell on anything like that, like about the accolades and stuff like that. It's all team awards at the end of the day. Without my teammates, none of that's possible.
You've sort of, people who know you well have said that about you in your life. And I remember asking you once last year about sort of the meaning, what would it mean to you to win the MVP? And you immediately said, the only thing that you're concerned about is winning the Super Bowl. How did you get that way?
Probably when I was younger, because I won MVP my first year ever playing football. I thought it was cool, but at the end of the day, we really didn't accommodate anything. As a team, we got put out where we won a playoff game. Actually, we won the Super Bowl my first year playing. Then we got to the Orange Bowl playoffs. We won one game, and then we lost the playoff game. So then I come back, win two playoffs game. I break my hand in the third round. And probably my fourth year playing in youth football, I won the Super Bowl, and I felt like that was the best time of my life. And I felt like the whole team was MVP. We didn't even care about the awards. The coach was like, "Do you want to go to Disney World or you want the rings?" The whole team was like, "We want our rings." And I just checked. And I still got my Super Bowl ring. So I just always felt like Super Bowls is what I want to do. No matter what, I just want to win Super Bowls.
How old were you when you won the Super Bowl down in Miami?
11 years old.
Wow. And it was called the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was in 2008 at Dillard High School.
Yeah. And so here we are 12 years later, and you still feel the same way.
I feel the same way. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you watch the Super Bowl last year?
No, I didn't. I watched the highlights after the game.
Why didn't you watch?
I felt like we should have been there. We worked so hard throughout the season, and to fall short unexpectedly is I don't want to watch that. I feel like we should be there.
Do you remember what you did that day on Super Bowl Sunday?
I think I was on break, because down there we did the MVP thing, then I had to run around and do stuff, and I was like, man, I need a break today. I don't want to go nowhere. I probably slept a little bit that day. I just chilled.
That was interesting because you were awarded the MVP basically in your hometown.
Yep.
How did that feel?
Oh, it felt good, but I really didn't want to be there because I wanted to be somewhere else, getting prepared for the Super Bowl instead of winning the award. I'd rather have a speech on video. I'm sorry I couldn't be there because game, but I had to be there. I really didn't want to be on stage, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I would have thought you would have been so excited that here you are in your hometown getting the highest individual award in the biggest game in America, and yet you weren't that excited about it.
No, I was excited, because we was able to bring something back to Baltimore, but not what I wanted, so yeah.
A friend of yours told me that the week after you lost the playoff game last year at home, when you lost to Tennessee, that you were just really miserable and you were very, very unhappy. Tell me what it was like in the days or the week after you guys lost that game.
It was just dull in the city. It was in my house, it was dead. I turn on Netflix, probably sleep the day away, probably do the same thing the next day. I didn't even want to play video games. And I love video games, but I didn't want to play video games. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was ticked off. It's man, we're supposed to be still going on right now. We're supposed to be getting prepared for the Chiefs. But like I said, it is what it is. Can't dwell on it now. It's a new season.
What is your go-to Netflix show? You have a couple?
I like Criminal Minds. I like watching Criminal Minds. What else? Right now, just Criminal Minds.
Pretty good. Lamar, I wonder, when you look at what you've accomplished so far in the NFL in the regular season, you're 19-3, 42 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. You clearly have deserved all of the accolades that you've gotten. But I wonder, when you look at what has happened 2 straight Januaries at home, losing first to the Chargers and then last year to Tennessee, does that leave a bitter taste in your mouth?
Yeah, like I just want to get back to that situation so I can perform different, perform at a high level, just put it on my shoulders and go from there. You just got to fight to get back in that same situation. It's going to be a different result this time.
How much have you watched film of yourself from last year, not just the playoff game, but some of the great moments you had? And tell me what, if anything, you've studied. What have you learned from watching Lamar Jackson in 2019?
Being honest, I really don't watch like myself like that. Like the good things I do, I just try to get better on the things I didn't do well on, like an interception. Like, oh, I shouldn't have threw that pass. I should have threw it here, or I should have went there. Like, go through my reads differently, stuff like that. I really don't dwell on like the good things because I feel like I should be able to do those things like that. That's why I'm at the position I am right now.
If you look at your game right now, a lot of people would watch you and say, well, there's probably not a lot you have to improve on, but you come into 2020. What are the things that you and your coaches are focused on so that you would play even better in 2020?
Timing, outbreaking routes, passes downfield, just hitting a lot more passes downfield. We got all the intermediate passes down packed really, but it's just like we be wanting a lot more big plays, and our big plays come from sometimes short or middle of the field. Sometimes I feel like we need to start hitting some bombs, big post stuff like that a lot.
So, and how about, is there any, do you have any hesitation, any reticence whatsoever about how much you have run? And do you want to cut back on that at all in an effort to try to save yourself for a long career?
I feel like I know how to, run the ball when I have to. Coach gonna do a good job at that. I'm focused on winning, and we're gonna do whatever it takes to win. Because it's based on what the defense gives us. We're gonna take advantage of that. If they give me the opportunity to run, I will. And I get down, get out of bounds like I have been. I feel like I've been playing it safe so far, so I don't really take hits like people think I do.
You have been very, very open, and you just were here in talking about, how much you want to win a Super Bowl, how much you want to win a championship. And yet here we are in the middle of the summer. You got training camp in front of you. It's going to be an odd training camp, obviously, but you got training camp in front of you, and you got 6 months before the Super Bowl is even going to be played. Is it at all difficult for you to sort of, put into these little categories? Okay, I can't worry about the Super Bowl now. I just got to worry about this practice or this drill or whatever. Or do you find yourself kind of always thinking about the Super Bowl?
No, only thing about it when I have to talk about it, but I'm focused on the Browns right now. I'm focused on trying to get better. I'm prepared because you can't overlook your opponents. I'm trying to focus on them. That's our biggest like focus right now. We got to beat them. Trying to be 1-0 when we first start the season. Trying to be 4-0 in September. We're trying to win games.
It's basically been about 6 months between the time you last played football and now, a little more than 6 months. And it's been the strangest offseason that I've ever seen covering the game.
Yeah.
And I wonder, as a player, what has this offseason been like, and how have you done football stuff when no organized football was available?
Yeah, I'm just like you, Mr. Peter. It was very awkward. It was very weird. We couldn't be places. We had to be inside certain times, especially in Florida. They was closing things down for us. Sometimes my teammates couldn't fly in, so we had to just make the best of it. Like the guys who stayed in Florida, I worked those guys. But the time when they was letting us, fly and stuff, a couple guys flew down, a few rookies flew down, and we got our grind on. We worked. And I feel like our team will be a lot better as well this year as well as last year.
What else did you do this off season?
I work when I can, and I guess I just quarantine. I stayed away from everything and stayed safe. Just follow the rules.
Were you in Florida most of the time?
Yes, I was.
And so what has it been like? I mean, look, I live in Brooklyn. At the beginning, like in March and April, this is where it all was. There's a hospital less than a mile from my house that had those trailers in the back of it, the refrigerated trailers, because they had so many bodies, but now we're okay. And obviously I watch the news, and now it looks like Florida is on fire, Texas, Arizona, some other places. So what was it like for you, and how careful were you in the off season to avoid crowded places and things like that?
I didn't really go out to I didn't go out to party, stuff like that. I don't feel like I should be celebrating anything no time soon. They was telling us to stay inside, keep your mask on, keep your hand sanitizer, and that's what I did. I just followed those directions. I just played it safe. I just stayed with the same people I was with, from January on or February on since I was down there.
Was it boring or was it okay?
It was boring because I was missing football. I was missing OTAs. I wanted to get outside and play with my guys, like go out there, play catch and stuff like that. It was like, man, like when are we gonna be able to go back? And we started waiting for the call. They was telling us, yeah, we might have a chance. Then they'd be like, yeah, just wait on it. We're gonna have to see come June. I'm like, God, we're never gonna play football this year. So, but we got the call. We got a report. July. It was great. I'm happy to be back right now.
Who did you throw to in the off season? Did you get to throw to Hollywood Brown and some of your guys? What was that like? Who did you throw to?
I threw to Hollywood Brown. I threw to Miles. I threw to I couldn't throw to Mark because he was in Arizona, and that's when stuff was it was what it was. I threw to a lot of the rookies.
That's Mark Andrews, right?
Mark Andrews, not Mark. Yeah. I actually threw Mark Ingram. I threw to Willie Snead, who was James Prochet, Devin, Mookie, Jalen. I was throwing to those guys, so it was pretty good. Got a few throws in, got looking good. Yes, sir.
And what did you do? Just throw at a local high school or college?
Open fields. Like it was like little parks out there in Hollywood. We went down to Hollywood, and because that's where I was at the time, through there, throwing for Lauderdale at an open field, some field. I don't even know the name of it. Went out there. People didn't bother us, so we just went out there and got some ground in.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be wrong. Did you ever throw to Antonio Brown?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did throw to
He wants to play football pretty bad, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a workaholic. He is.
Yeah.
Seen it firsthand for myself. Definitely.
Yeah. And he still has it, doesn't he?
I don't think he lost it at all. Probably even better than he was. I don't know.
I told people, just think of it. His last game with the Steelers, I think it was 14 catches, 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he shows up in New England. He catches a touchdown pass, the only game he plays with New England, right down in Miami. And I just talked to somebody who knows him well this week, and they said he's not giving up the dream. He really wants he wants one more shot.
So I believe so.
So I wanted just to ask you just a couple of things about the way the sport is right now, and what's your total gut feeling? It's very early in the process. There are going to be some guys who test positive. Clearly, there already have been. But, as you sit here, football's a contact sport. Guys breathing on each other, guys sweating on each other. Can this work?
I feel so. They follow the right protocols. I feel here in our organization, we have been, keeping our 6 feet distance, using hand sanitizer, keeping our mask on in the building, stuff like that. We've been pretty good. They test us every day to make sure no one's had contact with the COVID-19. But I can't speak for other organizations. So I feel like they should follow the same protocols. And if not, I guess it is what it is. It's on Mr. Roger Goodell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me.
I think everybody basically is doing something similar to what you guys are doing. I saw the Vikings facility a couple of weeks ago, and I left there and I said, "Man, you can eat off the floor in this place." It's
I wouldn't do that because we gotta come from you gotta come from outside. The bottom of your feet probably has germs on it, and you never know. I wouldn't do that.
Relatively speaking, you can eat off the floor. But anyway, in other words, it was pretty clean. Now, as far as, are you going to wear that face shield on the helmet or the mouth guard right there? Do you know?
I wouldn't do that because I couldn't breathe with it on. I tried it. I couldn't breathe with it. And we have to speak. The quarterbacks, we got to say things out there on the field. We got to make checks and stuff. So I don't know. And if guys have asthma and stuff like that, I doubt it'll work.
Yeah. How about just in terms of the day-to-day thing around your facility? I talked to Pete Carroll the other day, and one of the things he said is that the backup quarterback is not going to be in the room with Russell Wilson. He's going to keep those guys separated. So I'm assuming the backup guy is going to be on Zoom or whatever, watching the quarterback meetings. But how separated are you guys going to be?
We keep our distance. We have marks on the ground, 6 feet marks for us when we're in the building and in our meeting rooms. So we've been good, and we have little clickers to make sure, because they'll let you know, like, it'll go off if you guys are too close or we too close to each other. It'll go off and let them know, like, we doing too much, we too close to each other. So yeah.
Do you have that proximity detector with you right now?
Yep.
Where is it?
It's right here.
And where do you keep that exactly? In your pocket?
Well, it's actually on my shirt from when we recognize.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you keep it there the whole day, and then at the end of the day, when you leave, you hand it to one of your COVID officials?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
To them, and then we leave. We be already separated, so we don't be with each other in a line giving it to them. So
yeah. Yeah. And does it, if you get too close to somebody, what happens? It starts beeping?
Start beeping red, like when we're too close to each other.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. See, right now, I'm not close to anyone, so it's good. It's not going off at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Last thing I would ask you, before your head hits the pillow every night, how much do you think about January and February football? Ever?
I think about it a lot, to be honest with you, because that's what I want to be. Like, that's when everything it gets crucial. It's tough. And I remember after my rookie season, or before my rookie season playoff game, LeGarrette Blount, he DM'd me on Instagram. He was like, playoffs is different from regular season. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. But it is, because it's when to go home. And I'm tired of going home, and I don't want to go home. So I just can't wait to get back in that same spot and perform at a whole nother level.
Well, I hope the NFL season goes off as planned, plays 256 regular season games, and then plays playoff football, in part because I'm really excited about seeing you get back and seeing how you handle January a little bit different this year. I think it'll be fun.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.